Hi, everyone. Welcome to McGuire and Simon's Third Thursdays. I'm Janine McGuire.
And I'm Ari Lawton Simon.
Together, we're McGuire and Simon. We're trying to do that together, separate places right now. We're both in New York right now, but we are in our own respective apartments.
We are.
It is October 2020, the longest year of our lives. But glad you're joining us here on Third Thursdays.
Yeah, it's like, is it October or is it March 200? I'm not sure yet.
It's the 20,000th March of the year. Yeah, no, a year we will not forget. But those of you who have been tuning in may remember that this summer we launched a fun project. It was our first ever cover challenge where we invited anyone in our circle or on the entire internet at large to submit covers of our song Side by Side. A song we love very much from Express, our musical. And we got a lot of wonderful submissions. So today we are announcing the winners, and we have our grand prize winner joining us. So we have, this is the big announcement right here. I don't know, I wish we had some kind of,
like,
can you make some fun sound effect? Okay. Awesome.
And
the second runner-up is Tony Gonzalez. Congratulations, Tony.
And our first runner-up is Ava Steiner.
Yay! Congratulations, Ava.
Here today, joining us to talk about themselves and their work, and just to have a little bit of fun, are our winners of the Side by Side challenge, and that is Cass and Crossland. And we would love to bring them on right now.
Here they are.
Hello.
Welcome. Cass and Crossland are joining us from Phoenix.
Yeah. Good to be here.
Yeah.
Good to be there in New York too.
Yes. Good to be together. Yes, right. Across the digital universe.
So we do not know a ton about your musical duo. We have known Cassie in the past. We've actually had the pleasure of working with Cassie as part of a cabaret that we did about a year and a half ago. I'm now thinking. February
of 2019 with the Phoenix Theater and their new work series. Mm-hmm. And we got to come down. They gave us the VIP treatment, hardcore flights, rental car, the fiercest of performers, a music director, and we got to experience our work on new, excited musician actors who we didn't know, who brought it to life in a beautiful way and share our message and our art with people. And Cassie helped to bring that to life. We fell in love with her voice and spirit and her genuine delivery and truth telling, which is always a big thing for us, people who are very honest in life and in their art. And so we were so glad when we got this submission, and the mail was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, great!"
Yes, Cassie, she's wonderful. But I didn't know, I'm like, what's this group? What's Cass and Crossland? Right. So because we know Cassie as a musical theater performer, but this is a musical duo outside of musical theater. So we'd love for you to just tell us about your band, whether you call it actually a band or a duo or whatever.
Yeah.
A band, a duo.
A band. We're a songwriting duo. Yeah. We play live with other people too, and we got to jam with some great friends, and we're hoping to just keep doing it once we're all kind of back to the full swing of things.
So we did meet in the theater. We both have a theater background, and we met doing once the musical, which is, of course, an actor-musician show. And
at the aforementioned.
At Phoenix Theater.
Yeah, so
and
this is not an advertisement, but like you were saying, they've done so much good work here in the Valley, and I worked there before, and then Cassie and I met during once doing that show, which kind of birthed this super creative group of people who are just playing and jamming all the time, and we have been jamming pretty much ever since.
Yeah. Alex was like, I'm writing songs and I want someone to like toss ideas around with, and so we started working on his songs, but in like a very casual way, because we were always so busy with theater that there wasn't really time to ever like do anything with them. We were like, oh, we should record someday. Oh, it'd be cool to gig someday, but we were so busy. But then March happened, and suddenly we were not busy at all.
it was kind of like a time that was, and I'm like sure everyone's in this boat. It was like now's the time to do that thing you're always talking about, you know. Like,
well, you actually did it, which is amazing. Just like props to you.
Like we're writing like crazy. Like we were sending each other voice memos on our phones and like collaborating in notes on the phone and like trying to rehearse things over Zoom, which is terrible. But we ended up recording a 5-song EP and we just dropped our first single. It's streamable everywhere.
Yeah, as of like yesterday. So this is crazy timing, but
streamable on all the platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever.
Yeah.
And Jay, if you want to throw their handle up just so people can like,
So here's where to find everything. If you go to this link tree, I suppose you can find all of the different platforms that you're on.
Yeah,
all the social media.
Yeah, and we love Instagram too. So Instagram is always fun. We'll put that one up as well. So that's where people can go and follow you and find that. What is the name of the single?
Adeline is the name of the single.
Cool.
Another song, another girl's name, and we wanted to do our own version, you know. But
no, that's excellent.
You know, it's what's in a name? Maybe a song. Who knows, right?
Yeah. And it was actually funny. This is a true story. I didn't tell you this. This was this was 2 days ago when the song was like on the doorstep of being released, and I was like, I should just Google the song Adeline to see like if we made it up on Spotify. I didn't know there were like 14 other songs named Adeline too, by like bands I like, by like bands like Dr. Dog and like The Dip. They all have like a song called that. I'm like amongst the greats here with the song called Adeline, but it's awesome.
It sings very well, right? Like that's it sets you have a good like dental like that Adeline, right? Like you get to like
great vowels.
Great vowels.
I love vowels. I do.
I'm now expecting you guys to have one within the next year as well.
Challenge.
Maybe we'll
Maybe if you do ours and we do yours.
Oh my goodness! What a great idea! I love it. Totally spontaneous.
I'm here for it. So tell us a little bit about.
Well, actually, Ari, I wanted to say one other thing too. I mean, you know, even our song Side by Side. You know, that's also there's another famous song called Side by Side. You know, it's just funny. Sometimes you have them. We have a song called Beautiful. Actually, that's another Sondheim one. You know, there's
and others.
you know, and like all kinds of titles. So, but I think it actually can be really you know, a really interesting thing to be able to start with that same like little kernel, you know, like a 1-word hook, a 2-word hook, you know, a person's name, and then go and just see that it can go all these like infinite different directions, you know, and that no one is ever going to say it the way that you're going to say it. So, you know, that's the beautiful thing.
And so you're Alex, you're a guitarist primarily. Do you play any other plucked string instruments or?
Yeah, so we once when we met, I played drums. I played the role of Spec. So we were not related. We decided in our production, but it's amongst discussion as to whether the Czechs are related. And I played a role that played drums, mandolin, guitar. It originally was slated to play banjo, but we cut the banjo. Yeah. Because I'm not that talented, but
he does play a lot of it.
That banjo stuff. But and then
Cassie, the strange and it's confusing. The tunings are all like I'm like fourths, fifths, what?
It's open. It's very strange, but I learned a lot from Cassie on the mandolin too because it's the same tuning of the violin. Right. It's in fourths or fifths and not fourths like a guitar, so it's a little bit of learning. It was a learning curve. I learned mandolin for once, but before that did not know. But I had been auditioning for once in the city for like years and was in callbacks for tours, never booked it. And then finally where I went to school out here and oh my God, such a joy to do that show if you're a fan, you know. Yeah. So
you say you were auditioning in the city as in New York City or okay, so you lived here.
I was like a snowbird, but the opposite. I'd come for audition season and then I'd be working at Phoenix Theater or Arizona Broadway and I'd be back and forth quite a bit and try to just get out there on audition. And I always found myself back here because there's so much good work here. And in quarantine, my family's here. So it's like, that's just how we're all here now. So
I get it. I actually went back to Kansas for 6 months. It was going to be 6 weeks and then what happened? But yeah, we'll have to talk another time because I was like, if you've got ABT under your belt too, then we know.
Yeah. We love it out here. If you're any New Yorkers watching and you haven't been and you're looking for somewhere to go in the bleak winter of New York City, we love Phoenix, Arizona.
Look, we were there on February 1st, and it was like 80 and sunny and dry and perfect, and we were like, why don't we live here? I'm confused.
It was great. It was a whirlwind trip that left us just with the best feeling about the city. Just a beautiful place.
Yeah, we love it. We love Phoenix. Yeah, it's finally now under 100 degrees out every day too, which is
it only took till October, right?
Yeah. Oh, and as we were talking about instrumentation before too, I just wanted to touch on on Cassie. So we know you as a fantastic vocalist, but I didn't know that there were other instruments in your toolbox.
Yeah, like microscopes and scalpels and biology books.
Yeah, so my day gig, I'm a middle school science teacher by day, and then actor musician by night. Or I tried to. But yeah, I played violin, and I played Reza in once, so that track only requires violin, which I've been playing since I was little. I got to play guitar and ukulele in our pre-show because our production had like a busker concept, so we had some pre-show music, so I got to play some other instruments. But violin's my primary instrument, guitar, ukulele, mandolin. I can like dabble on piano and pretty much anything that has strings I can like at least dabble on. I think we both get into this. As singers, as children, you just want to accompany yourself. That's like the main goal. So like that turned into a larger hobby. And I'm sure that's why people get into it in the first place. But you can play a mean 4-chord song like all of us, you know. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. I've got a mean 7, 8, 9. I remember many chords.
I love that. I am actually was just thinking earlier, I was like, I think I'm ready to buy a cheap guitar and commit to the calluses and figure it out. Because I am a pianist and a vocalist first, but pianist and clarinetist. So I played in orchestras forever. And I was told by professors in college that I wrote beautifully for strings. And I'm like, that's because I really want to play them. So someday.
That thrills me. The instrument I've been meaning to play like during quarantine and haven't gotten very far with is electric bass. That was going to be my, my challenge for myself. And now that I'm saying it out on the internet, maybe I'll actually do it. So we can all pick up something a little new, a little different for us, and get together and play sometime maybe.
Totally.
Yeah, please. That's so much fun.
So it's so great to have you guys on, and just because we don't want to like take people's entire nights, unfortunately we could talk to you forever because it's beautiful, and I wish we were in the same room physically, but virtually while we have you here, we would love to share the incredible rendition of Side by Side that you guys sent to us. So without further ado, let's pop it on.
Travel side by side.
travel side by side. We travel side by side.
Yay! Yay, that was so wonderful. No, thank you, truly thank you for putting together such a beautiful video and for creating that arrangement as well. It just, you know, so gorgeous.
I mean, it's your music. It's such a beautiful song, and we got to sing it in the cabaret that you mentioned earlier. And so when I saw the cover challenge, I was like, oh, this has like really folky roots to it, which is the music that we write. And so I thought we could do a little active musician spin on it, and it kind of fit right in with the rest of our music.
Totally. It fits right on the Instagram.
And the messaging could not be more timely and perfect in the state of the world.
That's what I would have to say. As someone who came from not knowing the song, because I didn't get to work with you guys previously, it was so not only easy for us to do, because it's like right up our alley in terms of genre, but like the lyrics were memorable, digestible, and powerful.
Yeah. Thank you. Truly, thank you so much.
I appreciate that. And yeah, it's interesting that you say, because you described yourselves at the beginning of the segment as, you know, theater-based musicians, right? Like both coming from the theater and meeting there and everything. But we all have the music we grew up with or listened to, or that like kind of speaks to our heart. And I'm mixed, and my dad, who's Black from the South, like I grew up on Earth, Wind and Fire, Motown, all that kind of stuff. And my mom, who was a small town Kansas girl, grew up white, was like singers and songwriters of the 60s and 70s. So I like have Joni like here. And as we were looking at Side by Side and creating it for the show, because in the show it takes place in 1964, we were kind of thinking about that. And I was like, this just feels so much like that North American folk singer moment. And so I love that you guys picked up on that. And I just, you know, before we let you go, I just wondered like, how did that become your sound? Is that something you found together because of the work on Once, or because of things that you were passionate about before? Or like where did those influences come from, and how did they become your expression?
I think one of the reasons we clicked so quickly during Once is because we both love music so much, and we listen to a lot of the same types of music. Like we both love the old singer-songwriters, like you mentioned, like Joni Mitchell, and,
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, Bob Dylan, Carly Simon. All those big, and this is so funny you said Joni Mitchell. All the people who have these poetic lyrics with super melodic phrasing, and it just makes sense how it rolls off the tongue. Which fits in with like we're storytellers by background, because we come from a theater background. So like folk music and Americana is a lot of just like earnest, honest storytelling. Sure. But we like a lot of the same modern music too, like the Lumineers and Head in the Heart, Maggie Rogers. And so we were just like constantly like sharing songs and playlists with each other and just talking music. And so
that whole cast was as well. It was just such a great creative environment. And then Cassie and I just like on top of that, we're like, let's sing this, let's sing that, let's sing this.
Every rehearsal break after, rehearsing for 9 hours, we'd have a 10-minute break and we'd like go to a practice room and just like jam a song. Like we just like never stop playing music.
Oh my, it was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
I feel like that's how you know, I mean, it's interesting because it's like you are not necessarily, you're not writing for theater yet, though I feel it coming. Or you don't know about it. I don't know. But that thing that it's like, it's a creative collaborative team. Like, and there's Jean, what is the name of that book?
The Power of Two, I think.
Yeah, Power of Two. And it's about like all of these collaborative teams through history, like Lennon, McCartney, et cetera, or whatever. And how, and Bernie Taupin and Elton John, right? And like
Bernie's happy you thought of him first in that duo just then.
Right. Well,
I love Bernie Taupin. I think about him first all the time.
But there's these things, and how when you find the person, it's the creative marriage is such a special thing, but it's the same kind of like spark or soulmate ship that you feel when you're just like, oh, I get you on this like creative musical level. And I'm just so glad that you guys, we had the BMI workshop that fatefully paired us together, and you were cast in these roles, and you found this thing that is so so powerful and unique and genuine. And we're just so grateful that you shared that with us and took a risk on the material. Not it's hard, and not risk as in hard, but like just like said, let's try our thing and just put it out there, and we love it. We're so grateful.
Absolutely. So, and we can't wait to see what you do next. So, and we know our audience is now, I'm sure, really excited to know you and to know where they can find your work.
So don't forget to check out their Linktree. We'll give you the links to their EP and their single that just dropped. I plan to go listen to it as soon as we sign out of this.
Yes, definitely.
We'll be following on all the social.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So thanks again for joining us, Cass and Crossland. And we're sure to hear more from you soon. And thank you again for being here and for doing your beautiful cover of Side by Side.
Thank you.
Everybody take care, wear your mask, and have a good night.
Good night.